I'm gonna kill her!
Agent Denozo. I'm Mark Goulston. I'm a psychiatrist that specializes in getting through to people. I've written a book called Just Listen that talks exactly about this. We're gonna get through to him just like you can a boss, a family member, a coworker, or a hostage taker.
I've tried telling them there are other options and nobody needs to get hurt.
We're gonna try a different approach. I will talk you through what to say. Just repeat after me. Ask CJ if he thinks he's the only one who's ever lost a job, had a drug addict wife, and a child with expensive medical bills.
CJ, I bet you think that you're the only one who has ever lost a job, been the primary parent, and had to pay their child's expensive medical bills, don't you?
Yeah, you have no idea.
You need to relate to him. Make CJ feel like you know how he feels. Ask him if he's feeling sad, exhausted, alone, frantic, helpless. Make him feel like you know what he's going through.
CJ, I bet you're feeling sad, exhausted, alone, frantic, and maybe even helpless, aren't you?
Yeah, I do, and I'm completely out of options.
Ask CJ if he feels like robbing a bank is the only way out of this mess.
CJ, I bet you feel like robbing a bank is the only way out of this mess.
I can't think of anything else to do, but you're starting to see where I'm coming from.
Now that CJ thinks we truly understand his feelings, let's take advantage of it. Tell CJ that we understand how hard this must be, but hurting someone else, scaring someone else, and making others feel helpless isn't the way to resolve this.
CJ, you know how it feels to think that you're helpless. Think about how you're making these workers in Delta feel. Do you want Delta to feel like she won't ever get to see her owner again? I know it hurts, but don't make others feel the same pain that you are feeling. It's not fair. CJ, let Delta go and come on in.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to resolve this.
Our group read the book, Just Listen, by Dr. Mark Goulston, who authored it in 2015. He's a world-renowned psychiatrist, business advisor, coach, and speaker. Dr. Goulston leads seminars with hostage negotiators and helps them develop the tools they need to navigate these crisis situations and mentally disarm the subjects. Dr. Goulston recognized the need for advanced communication in the workplace and developed this book as a method of teaching business people how to communicate with their coworkers, their subordinates, and even their managers above them in a way that gets their point across but isn't demeaning and really helps connect them on a different level.
This book is composed of 3 main sections, and the first one covers 9 rules for getting through to almost anyone. And this covers strategies for reacting differently, responding differently to situations, and becoming a better listener when talking to people. The middle part of this book, and what most of the content comes from, talks about 12 tools for achieving the buy-in tactic or getting people to accept to engage in strong conversation. And what that covers is chapters about tools and strategies that allow people to feel that their opinions are valued and that they have the ability to talk comfortably and not argue, and that they're taken very seriously. Throughout this section of the books, there's a series of real-life events that Dr. Goulston has went through and had to use some of these tactics he talks about in the book, from real-life scenarios like hostage situations or parents and children that don't get along, or situations where coworkers aren't collaborating. The third and final section is a series of fixes for on-the-spot situations of high intensity, like talking to a stranger that is uncooperative and finding ways to stay calm internally in high-intensity situations.
This book can be related back to everyday life. At work, we all have people that make life difficult, and this book gives us insight on how to identify these people and how to deal with them. This book tells us it will take time and practice, but this will eventually make us better communicators, which will in turn make us a better manager, a better family member, and overall a better person.
At the beginning of this video, you saw a mock bank robbery and hostage situation where we utilized tactics from Just Listen to connect with the bank robber and eventually get him to release the hostage and surrender. We really recommend the book Just Listen for anybody graduating and entering the workforce, as it tells you how to communicate with people no matter what role you enter into. You could enter in as a management trainee or even as an entry-level employee who needs to better express themselves to their employer in a way that gets their ideas across without causing any disruption in the workplace.